Hey guys, time to chill out with Sub-07 and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we explored the remaining chambers of the Ruin of Alph that we have yet to discover, finding ourselves some extra items that might be helpful on your journey, such as the charcoal and the mystic water, which buffs water moves. This time, it's time for a run back. We're back in the Indigo Plateau. You might be wondering, why are we doing this? Did the teams change or something since we played this? In my case, no. If you're playing Heart Gold Soul Silver, yes. Once you've acquired all 16 badges, the Elite Four and the Champions teams will have evolved. And they'll be much scarier than the last time you were here too. I highly recommend, if you're going to encounter them as the run back, you really know what you're doing, because trust me, once you get 16 badges, their teams become a whole lot scarier and a whole lot stronger, because they'll be as early as Will in the 60s. And as late as Lance, you'll be running into someone as high as level 75. These guys do not play nice in the runbacks. I have made sure to procure plenty of healing items for this, but I think we got this. There's not a chance in hell we're going to lose this time. We didn't lose the first time, and we were 10 levels lower back then. Let's show them what we're made of. Or do we? Hold it. You're going to take the Pokemon League challenge now? That's not going to happen. My super well-trained Pokemon are going to pound you. Kyle, I challenge you! As it turns out, we're still not done with this guy. Every Monday and Wednesday, your rival will appear here to challenge you if you try and challenge the League. Only after you've done the Mount Moon battle. His team is stronger than last time. Might not seem like it at first, but trust me. He leads with Sneasel. Level 45, Dark Ice type with Quick Attack, Screech, Fan Attack, and Fury Cutter. I'm leading with Cordelia because Steel beats Ice. You dare screech at me? My defense is legendary. Yours is paltry. That's what I thought. Get out of here. He's about to switch to Magneton. Of course he is. In that case, I'm going to Inferno Star. You don't stand a chance, bud. Flame Wheel. I could have also done Earthquake, which would have been quite effective, but Fire still works pretty well against Steel. So you're not standing a chance. Easy does it. For Alligator, of course, right to your ace because you're worried, so I'm switching to Current. I suppose I did forget to mention Magneton, level 45, same type as before, Electric Steel, Thunder, Sonic Boom, Thunder Waves, and Swift. For Alligator is level 50, his strongest, with Surf, Rain Dance, Slash, and Screech. None of his Pokemon have held items, at least in Generation 2, don't worry about it too much. And I'm not worried about fighting him either. He did bother to get some better attacks like Surf on for Alligator finally, but too little too late, dude. You're not beating me. Not now, not ever. Taste Thunder. Easy does it. What else you got? Gengar, huh? Interesting. Artemis, you handle this. Gengar. Level 46, Ghost Poison type. Mean Look, Curse, Shadow Ball, Confuse Ray. Don't gotta worry about Hypnosis or anything, so let's just focus on Feint Attack. Bad call. Not a good idea, dude. You may have good special stats, but I'm also wearing the black glasses. Perish. Next is Crobat. You know what? I think my Crobat's better. But yes, he did finally evolve it. Crobat, level 48, Poison Flying type, Toxic, Bite, Confuse Ray, Wing Attack. Part of why I gave Toxic to Alucard was because this would have made his moveset exactly the same as his Crobat. Maybe without Wing Attack for Fly. Let's take this, guys. Not a chance, dude. But yeah, this is finally the sign that he's really starting to respect his Pokemon. He actually evolved the Friendship evolution. Unfortunately, one downside I will say about Silver in his final challenge against you, he never, including in Heart Gold Soul Silver, in any match, will evolve his Sneasel and his Magneton into Weavile and Magnezone. It's unfortunate, but that just is not in the cards for this. Alucard, I really want you to pull through for this right now. Everyone else on the team has done their part. I want you to do this too. That's better. God, you bitch. Come on, you can't hit yourself once for me, dude. Ow. Come on. Ah. Oh, for fuck's sake, that turn one. You lousy bitch. Well, it's a good thing I stocked up, I guess. Thanks, Alucard. Fucking stumbling on the 1 yard line. It's a good thing I got a max potion on hand. I got plenty of other healing items, so I don't mind using this one. Sheesh, Alucard. Like, I love Crobat, but Alucard has had some bad luck with confusion hitting him. Thank you. No wing attacks for you. We're faster. And we're confused no more. That's good. Good damage roll. That's better. And last but not least, Alakazam. Stark. Clean house, please. Alakazam, level 46, Psychic type, Recover, Future Sight, Psychic, and Reflect. Powerful. Nothing you can't handle. Especially since we do still resist psychic attacks. My special defense may have fallen. That doesn't mean anything, though, when I'm still this powerful. You can just die. Setting up Reflect. Yeah, you would do that, I suppose. Just do everything you can to stall. His movesets have gotten better. His team has gotten better. But he's still no match for us. Nice try, Silver. Nice try, Keith. Okay. I lost. Darn. I still can't win. I have to think more about my Pokemon. Try not to lose. Ralph! Don't ruin the moment, Uncle Ralph. No, I'm not going to battle you, dude. Well, that completely killed the excitement. God damn it. But yes, his team will be the exact same in Heart Gold Soul Silver. He sadly will never get a full evolution team for Gen 4. It's unfortunate, but that's just what happens. That being said, let's heal up real quick, and then let's have a little run back while I talk about the changes between each of the team members in Elite Four. Because trust me, they're a lot scarier once you get all the badges in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Thank you, nurse. If you excuse me, I'm off to go to war. I think it's only best, though, that we lead off with Artemis. Right back to it. Hello again, Will. We don't need to talk about introductions or teams because we already know what their main teams are. Let's talk about their differences. In regards to Will, the first of the Elite Four, once you get all 16 badges, his team changes pretty thoroughly. He keeps around 3 members of his original team, but he adds 3 new ones, getting him a full team of 6. Instead of 2 Zatus, he will replace one of them, and he will have a Bronzong, a Gardevoir, and a Grumpig. His team becomes a lot scarier with more focus on status inflictions. Things like Confuse Ray, Dream Eater, Payback, Reflect. He's just essentially trying to set up a lot more, which I think is a lot smarter of him to do. Damn, that's a good start, Artemis. His Xatu will still be considered his ace Pokemon at level 62. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's his strongest Pokemon, but it's an option if you really want. And besides, his other options of Gardevoir and Bronzong are pretty good additions. Grumpig, not so much, I would argue, but There are worse fates. Like, he could have used something like a Hypno or something, I don't know. For all things considered, Will's team, pretty good, not amazing, but for his options, could have done a lot worse. And yeah, now it's just time to have fun, because we are so much higher level than Will, we're just kind of gonna curb stomp him. Poor guy does not stand a chance. Executor, you know what? I got an idea. Let's switch to Stark so that they can have some fun. Because Stark, I did ultimately choose to get rid of False Swipe. I gave him Steel Wing, but he still has Fury Cutter, meaning he still has a quad effective attack against Executor. And that's not going to come up very often for him anymore because it's a bug type attack. Nice, you evaded the attack. Excellent. Fury Cutter. How much damage does this do with you at level 50 and Swords Danced? Ooh, yikes! Almost a one-hit kill with Fury Cutter? That's insane. Swing. Second Zatu, of course. Come and get it. You're just gonna not stand a chance against this, bud. That's your strongest Pokemon. It will get to go first because Scizor is just not as fast, but that's a non-issue. I'm part Steel, I resist, and I'm part Bug. Just get out of here, man. Nice crit. And there's the Jinx. Ironically, this will actually be a perfect opportunity for Stark to break in that Steel Wing. Show me how those wings work, bud. You don't show them with your back sprite, but you'll still be able to pierce right through her. Yeah, easy clap. Easy fucking clap. Let's go, Stark. I can't believe it. I believe it. You weren't gonna stand a chance, bud. Sorry. Next up, it's Koga time. Koga's team, it got some pretty thorough reworking because, let's be real, not every Pokemon on Koga's team in this battle was a poison type. He had a Fortress, for crying out loud. That thing's not a poison type in the slightest. Let's lead with Alucard, I think. Yeah, we'll lead with Alucard. Or actually, no, let's lead with Cordelia. That makes more sense. There we go. Bring it on, man. Ninja Master or not, we've beaten you once, we're gonna do it again. Koga's rematch in Heart Gold Soul Silver, he goes all in on his poison strategies, but not purely as a toxic user, but as a lot more nasty effects. He trades out 3 members of his team, namely his Ariados, his Fortress, and I think his other Ariados, in favor of a Skuntank, a Toxicroak, and a Swalot. He's also given his Muck a Black Sludge and the Swalot leftovers, so they're better used to being tanks. His Venomoth has Baton Pass and Double Team to be a bit of an annoying nuisance. Toxicroak's got Swagger. Skuntank's got Toxic. He's more prepared for things, and he might even go for the suicide play because Skuntank knows Explosion. Be careful if you're fighting him. He's more than willing to play dirty. Speaking of playing dirty, you bitch. Well, I still hit you. You're dead. Out of here. Not a chance in hell, Ariados. You're not going to win this fight. Oh, there's the Fortress. I do love Fortress. Maybe at some point we'll use it in a later game. I don't know. Because I've sort of had a long-running tradition of 2 games we'll go with, where I like to use Pokemon that are introduced in each generation as part of my team. But there's some games where you can't really do that. For various reasons, but I usually only do that for like the first time playing a gen anyway. So who knows, maybe Fortress will get a chance to shine sometime. Not here though, you're going down. Here comes the Muck. Ooh, actually, that's a perfect opportunity. Because Muck is a special tank, but not a physical one. Taste Earthquake. Boom shakalaka. Inferno Star's physical attack is not nearly as good as his special attack, but that doesn't mean he can't do a lot. Yikes, that's a lot of damage. For a stat that's noticeably lower than your special attack, that was pretty damn good. Out of here. Of course, the Crobat comes back in. You know what? Current, why don't you do this one? We've had bad luck with the Crobat mirror matches, so let's not risk that. Interestingly enough, though Muck is usually the last one on his team that he throws out, his Crobat is actually the strongest of his team at level 64 in the rematches. I guess he really did like that Crobat a lot if it's going to be this good, so fair enough. Let's use that Rain Dance to get us all set. And zap it. Don't you dare. Hit it. Nice! Get your puny ass out of here. There's only room in this town for one Crobat, and that's Alucard. Nice, and a crit. And last but not least is Venomoth. Alucard, why don't you take care of this one? Yep, I figured you'd try and use the Psychic. What? Wow. Alucard. Can we talk? Are you okay, bud? Is something wrong? Did you not wake up without your coffee this morning? What happened? Like, that's not a good sign, bud, if you're struggling to hit the goddamn moth. I understand we're in the middle of a rainstorm, but come on, it just cleared out. There we go. One shot, much better. Easy peasy. But yeah, Koga's team changed up a good bit. Weirdly enough, the next one didn't as much. This is arguably the most unchanged of the three teams that we've seen so far. Not even arguably, it just is the most unchanged. Ah, shit. I'm trying to remember if he leads with that. Cordelia, you stay in for this. I got an idea. Bruno, show me what you got. Because you've never really been the powerhouse of the Elite Four. You've kind of always been on the back foot. Hit me with your best shot. Bruno. Poor Bruno. Bruno is probably the most unchanged of the Elite Four in Gen 4, mainly because he only changes 2 Pokemon out. He keeps all 3 of his Hitmons, and he keeps his Machamp. He does get rid of the Onix finally, and he adds a Hariyama and a Lucario to his team. These Pokemon are all offense, with very few exceptions. The Lucario brings counter, the Hariyama brings bulk up. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan will be carrying things like Swagger and Substitute to make them a bit more dangerous, but most of them are just going to be purely focusing on their fighting type attacks, so if you got a Ghost type, they're going to struggle to deal with it. The one thing to be careful about is that Machamp has no guard in Generation 4, so that could be a very serious problem. And Hitmonchan will have Bullet Punch, including with Iron Fist as an ability, meaning you're going to have a hard time fighting that thing. Unfortunately, Hitmontop also has the ever-annoying Detect, so I'm going to have to deal with that as well. Get your goofy ass out of here. Because, see, that is the one downside of having Fly on both of our Flyers, is it's predictable, so if they have Detect, they're just going to do it every time. We need a different plan with this one. We do not have a Psychic attack that we can use, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to pass on that. Instead, it might be time for more Stark. Because in a game of Punch the Goddamn Idiot, I think Stark's pretty good at that. Really? You're going for the dig strategy. Okay, I see it. Except you've also made a very poor mistake today, bud. You gave me the chance to set up 2 Swords Dances. perish. It looks like Stark's probably getting the first level up. Hitmonchan? I know why he's doing this, because Hitmonchan has Fire Punch. That means jack and shit. Your special attack sucks ass. Die. You really should not have let Stark set up. He's not the Scyther that you knew he was. He's the Scizor he was always meant to be. Hitmonlee. You can kindly die as well. You guys were scary once. Not anymore. I'm in charge now. Machamp, huh? That used to be scary. He doesn't have anything that's good against us, though. Get out. Didn't even need a crit. Look at that power. The most dangerous thing you can do is run into a Scizor that sets up. Onix is not even going to save you. It might seem like it'd be useful. No, it's not, because I can still deal with it. Steel Wing, get out of here. You're washed up, Bruno. It's time to retire. Easy fucking clap. How could you lose? Very, very easily. That's how. Having lost, I have no right to say anything. Yeah, that's fucking true. You got washed, dude. That was the biggest fucking pushover fight we've had so far. Ooh, okay. This is where things are gonna get interesting, though, because Karen's next, and Umbreon is her ace. At least to start. You know what? I'm gonna play a bit dirty. I have an idea, and we're gonna be really mean with it. Hello again, darling. Karen is very changed. For one thing, Dark types getting overhauled for Generation 4 really gave her a lot of wiggle room. For two things, only two of her Pokemon stayed the same. Let's rumble. Karen's team in Heart Gold Soul Silver for the rematches is way, way scarier. Not only did she trade out all of her non-Dark types for actual Dark types, but she traded them out for some very, very good ones. She evolved her Murkrow and her Sneasel into a Weavile and a Honchkrow, and now she's got an Absol and a Spiritomb on her team. Spiritomb at this point in time had no weakness as a Ghost Dark type. Absol is a powerful physical attacker, and thanks to the physical special split being a thing in Gen 4, could take advantage of that with its typing. Honchkrow's way better and is an asshole with things like Thunder Wave and Whirlwind, and Weavile hits really, really hard and has a priority move with Ice Shard. I'm not gonna let you leave real fast. You're gonna stay in here and suffer from Toxic, while I'm going to dip. Ha! You can't even touch us because we also are a Dark type. You know what, Cordelia, why don't you finish it off? Steel resist Dark in this gen, why not? Makes sense to me. And you pull Confuse Ray like a bitch. Of course you do. Well, actually, no, I suppose I did get one thing wrong, is that she didn't even have a Sneasel in the original fight. She had a Gengar, that's true. Let's see. You know what, try the Steel Wing. Nice. Actually pulled it off without issue. Good job, Cordelia. Sand attack. How's it feel? How's it feel knowing that you can't even help it? Like, that's a dead Umbreon. Sucks to suck, dude. There was nothing you could do. So much for being a tank when you're hit with bad poison. Next up, right to Houndoom, just as I'd hoped for. Current. Dispose of it, please. Her Houndoom in Gen 4 especially got a lot meaner thanks to the addition of things like Nasty Plot, so that it can really buff its special attack. I advise being extra cautious around it. Though surprisingly, her aces for the rematches are actually not Houndoom. The strongest members of her team are Honchkrow and Umbreon. I'm not really sure why. But that's a dead Houndoom, so it's not anything we have to worry about. Yep, Vileplume's next. Inferno Star, your turn. I don't know why she has a flower. I guess it's because Vileplume looks like a dark type because of how the sprite is drawn. No. Just get out of here. You were too slow to ever really be a threat to me even when I first played this game, so get out. Gengar. Alucard, this is your chance to redeem yourself. Get off that Confuse Ray, nice. You actually outsped it. Gengar is fast, but Crobat's faster. Please hurt yourself, for God's sake. Thank you. Tired of you not being able to actually get that to work. Bite. Time for Flinchlock strats. Ooh! Damn. And you get the flinch good. Out of here. Easy peasy. See, that's the Alucard that I know. Strong, reliable, bit of an asshole. Last but not least is Murkrow. You know what? I'm feeling saucy. Why don't you confuse this one too? Just to be a dick. Of course, you still land the Feint Attack. Well, Murkrow's a bit of a glass cannon, so this will hurt a bit, but not too much. Let's fly. Hit yourself, please. Thank you. Get out. Excellent job, team. I haven't even had to use any of my healing items at all. Well, aren't you good? I like that in a trainer. Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon. Yep, I do appreciate that philosophy. Well, that just leaves the champ. Or I suppose I should say former champ. Let's heal up real fast, though. Give me a second. Last but not least, it's time for Lance. Lance's team is definitely the scariest in terms of all the changes for the runbacks of Generation 4. Trust me, his team is way, way above everyone else for this entire generation when you rematch him. Mainly because he realized he doesn't want to be the Flying-type gym leader or the Flying-type Elite Four member or champion. He just wants to rip you to shreds with his dragons. Lance in the rematches is a no-nonsense beast. He traded out 2 of his Dragonites and his Aerodactyl for something much, much scarier. Instead, he brings Salamence, he brings Altaria, and he brings Garchomp. And that Garchomp has Swords Dance and Outrage, one of the nastiest combinations possible pre-Fairy types. His entire team is all about ruthless attacking. That Gyarados now has Dragon Dance, making it even scarier, alongside Thunder Wave. That Garchomp has Earthquake and Roar to get rid of pests. Altaria's got Double Team, as well as Perish Song. And every member of his team, with the exception of Salamence and Gyarados. Well, actually, no, I suppose just the back half of his team. The back half of his team all has Hyper Beam. And just to top it all off, his ace Dragonite has Draco Meteor. The strongest dragon move at the time, that is essentially a blast of energy. That, unfortunately, lowers special attack afterwards. Be on your best behavior fighting that, and bring an ice type or a dragon if you have it, or at least some sort of move from those. But I'm gonna have some fun. Curran's picked up some new tricks since the last time we were here. You may have buffed yourself by just, you know, taking advantage of my Rain Dance to use Surf. That's not gonna help you, because I'm faster than you now. Which means one simple thing, I get to start spamming Thunder. Remember, every member of Lance's team in the original generation, too, is part flying. They're all susceptible to thunder in some way. The Dragonites may not be weak to it, but they don't resist it. I may not have an Ice-type move, nor do I have a Dragon-type move. That's not important when you're still gonna eat this. Hold still. It probably won't kill it because Dragonites are tanks. And of course he is an asshole and uses Thunder Wave. But even then, that's not gonna stop me. Hyper Beam's not even gonna stop me. Because Current has become an absolute HP sponge. The problem is getting fully paralyzed will stop me. That's not too big of an issue, though. After all, I still have a full restore in reserve, and I was hoping that he would burn his Thunder Waves early. That Dragonite still has to recharge. The rain may have stopped, but I can still go for it. And miss anyway. God damn it. It was worth a try. Thunder Wave. Take your own medicine, dude. I'm getting real sick of you doing that to me. Because now I'm faster, but I'm fully paralyzed. Set up the rain, please. Thank you. Oh, and you missed it. Even better. Perish. Out of here, dude. Not a chance. Now here comes number 2. I'm actually not going to let Current deal with this one because Current's taken a bit of a beating. Instead, I want Artemis to handle this. Because we're going to play a bit mean. That Dragonite's going to try and hit us as hard as humanly possible. Artemis can take hits. And Artemis can also Toxic. This Dragonite's going to die a very slow, painful death. And it didn't even get the Thunder Wave off. Even better. Let's go, Artemis. Just use some mean look real fast to make sure you can't get away. Oh, you fool. I got defense for days. That was the worst decision. Because now you're just burning time on the clock. Artemis may not be able to do much damage because at the end of the day his special attack's not amazing and Dragonite is a good tank. But in combination with Toxic building increasing damage every turn, this Dragonite is toast. Yep, that Dragonite's dead. Just straight up. Toxic's gonna finish the job. Goodbye. Good job, Artemis. You took out a Dragonite by yourself. Aerodactyl. Ooh, interesting. That's interesting. You know what, Cordy? I think you got this, actually. Aerodactyl's all about physical attacks. You're a physical wall. Aerodactyl doesn't have good defense. Try that Steel Wing. Rock Slide, that's neutral. It'll do a decent chunk, but not too much. Though the flinch chance is a problem, I suppose. Rock Slide, though, isn't the most accurate move. I believe it's like 90% accurate or something. Oh, come on. The double flinch, really? We really gonna go for flinch lock strats? You bitch. Fight me like a man. Ow. Bad time for a crit. Are you fucking kidding me? 3 flinches in a row, you cheating bastard. I knew Lance was a bit of a cheater, as people love to make fun of him because of having 3 Dragonites all under level 55. God damn it. How does this happen? I suppose it is the one downside, is that Aerodactyl is known for being very fast, so the speed match is going in its favor every time. But I finally get to attack, thank you. Thank you, Cordy. Ow! Whoa! You one-shot that thing. Let's go, Cordelia. Alright, that just leaves Charizard and one more Dragonite. Inferno Star, it's your turn. I reminded you of who's the best starter before. I'm gonna do it again. Punch! You don't scare me. You don't scare me in the slightest. You think Flamethrower is gonna change anything? Not a chance in hell. I am the best fire starter. I will not accept otherwise. Burn! Easy fucking clap. All that's left is the last Dragonite. I got an idea. We're gonna be a bit of an asshole this time. This is his strongest Pokemon, of course. It's the level 50 Dragonite. Which also means it has Fire Blast. This is not a good situation for Stark. But there are ways to mitigate that. He's gonna go right to Hyper Beam because of course he is. And that might get the kill. I'm not sure. Wow, it did not. Let's go, Current. Just what I'd hoped for, Rain Dance. We're gonna cut down that fire as much as we can. In fact, we're gonna do that so well that we're not even gonna stick in. We're gonna go to Alucard. It's time for Parafusion. Outrage! Interesting. I haven't even seen you use that before, I don't think. That might have happened in the first attempt, but I don't remember. Takes Confuse Ray, though. Because you're gonna keep raging. But, that's not a good option for you, dude. Parafusion. You still hit me. That's fine. Ow. Okay, so you're still gonna hit me pretty hard. Stark, I want you to ram into this thing full power. He's gonna have to use Outrage again if he really wants to cause chaos. We're a Bug Steel type. That is a special attack, so it's gonna hurt a bit. But we still resist. Swords Dance. Parafusion, work for me. Or he could be stupid. I might have been wrong that this one was the one that has Fire Blast. This might have been Blizzard the whole time, and I could have just been a fool of myself. But at the same time, let's see how much damage this does. Oh, spicy damage. Shit, it was the one with Fire Blast. And of course he actually gets it this time. Well, that's a dead Stark, unfortunately. You tried your best, bud. You actually pulled your weight incredibly well for everyone up to this. That was just a case of bad luck. Well, only one thing left to do. Inferno Star. Punch it as hard as you can, bud. Hope to God you kill it. Are you serious? Yes! Taken out by your own confusion. Sucks to suck. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's over. That's how you fucking do it. I knew Stark wasn't going to be very useful in that fight, but he still managed to get in quite a bit of damage and help us finish the job. Victory number 2. And of course, this is the same song and dance as before. Nothing else different happens for us. That being said, if you're playing Generation 4 and you beat the Elite Four like this, there might just be something else extra for you waiting for you after the credits. I won't tell you what, though, because I don't think that's important right now. Instead, let's get the hell out of here, and let's get our team re-registered. I felt this was necessary to do, partly because, one, our team wasn't complete at the time that we beat Lance the first time. Stark had not achieved his full potential yet. It's only fair that we get the full run back and show what happens when everyone's at full power. We absolutely stomp on him. Thank you, Lance. If you wouldn't mind. There we go. Lantern. Current, you absolutely crushed it. Artemis, you took out an entire Dragonite by yourself, which is crazy because you're not an attacker. Stark, you may not have been useful in this fight too much, but you did help slay the last Dragonite, and you absolutely crushed Bruno. Inferno Star, helping deliver the coup de grace. And beating Charizard. Alucard setting up that Parafusion. And Cordelia 1v1ing an Aerodactyl. Nice. God, I love this team. You're right, I do need to fill the Pokedex more. But I still dominated. And the credits roll once again. I'm not even going to linger on these credits too much because you know we're not done. There's one more thing waiting for us. And that is where we're off to next, finally. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we head to Mount Silver. Our last stop on our journey. Till next time, ice out.